Hey there, everybody. How's it going? I got big news, big plans, and a big favor to ask of you, so stick around to the end. In the big news department, we have a new short story anthology, Weird Frequencies, that came out yesterday as of December 5th, 2025. Edited by Jake Swick of the channel Pulp Mortem. Big thanks to him. We were on a live stream yesterday evening to celebrate the release, so I'll put the relevant links to everything down in the description, along with links to all the YouTube channels of the contributors. What? Huh? I'm busy. Hold on. The news, I mentioned this before, but some of you might not have heard. I'm now publishing on Substack just some of my fiction and chapters from my novel being published there roughly every 2 weeks. If you want to check that out, links in the description. In the big plans department, sometime next year, myself and Tim from Secret Five Books will be collaborating on a fairly large project involving Red Sonja. Tim's raring to go. I'm the one that's dragging my feet. But as soon as I get all my ducks in a row, we should be primed to tell you a bit more about that. And the second big plan is sort of a challenge or an experiment I want to run on myself starting next year. What I want to do is to take a short story and read the same short story once a week, every week of 2026. So take one short story, read it 52 times throughout the year. And I want to do this for a couple of reasons. One, just as an experiment to see what I will glean from that story on and on as the year drags on. And second, I want to more or less sort of study it. I write and I want to study what somebody else has written. And the best way to study something someone else has written is just to read it several times over an extended period of time to get an eyeball on it, to see what the intention is and how the story functions, both in its overall narrative and in the exact use of words in each instance. So that's where we come to the big favor I want to ask of you. I wanted this to be a story that I have not read before, but I don't want to just pick a random story in case it's a bomb and be miserable throughout the entirety of the year. So what I need of you is to recommend a story to me. And I have just a couple of criteria that I kind of want to pin this in a little bit. First criteria is brevity, or the length of the story. If it takes 3 hours to read this story, one, that's probably not a short story, but something that could be read in an hour or less for the average reader. Some of you guys are speed readers. You're not who I'm talking about. Just for the average reader, something can be read in under an hour, at least. But not too short. I don't want something that you read in 5 minutes and you're done with. There's a sort of a middle ground here, which would be ideal for this circumstance, I believe. The other thing is complexity. This is complexity of language, complexity of plot, complexity of characters. It doesn't have to be so labyrinthian in its design that it's completely ununderstandable, that it cannot be understood by just the average reader. But hopefully you're going to recommend something to me that has some meat on the bone, so to speak. The third criteria is quality, and this kind of ties in with the first, the reason I just mentioned, is having a story worthwhile to read. Now, I don't imagine you people are going to recommend something that's just a slog to get through or is just painful to read. But recommend something good. I'm not Jake. All right, I'm not going to put myself through torture for your amusement. And lastly, just tell me the reason why you're recommending it. It can be, whatever reason you find this story to be particularly worthwhile. Let me know. And you can either put something in the comments, tell me why. If you make a video, just make sure to tag the channel, and I'll be sure to see it. But yeah, get a hold of me. Recommend me stuff left and right, whatever genre. I'm not picky. I'll take genres that normally I'm not predisposed to read if the story is good enough, and just sell me on it. Just tell me why this story, because I want to go through this experiment and just see what I can learn and what I can get at. But that's all I got to say about this. So you can go check out the live stream. I'll leave a link to the Amazon page for the new short story anthology, Weird Frequencies. Pick up a copy of that if you would. Thank you very much. And that's all I've got to say. So I'll see you later.